as it ended at the end. And then, we just didn't compliment each other. We go 3 and out to start that game, and then they go all the way down, score a touchdown, and followed up with another, 3 and out offensively, and then come out at halftime. They get the ball, need a stop, they take it down, and then we go 3 and out. So, and then on the flip side of that, I mentioned yesterday, right before halftime, our defense gets a crucial stop, and offense, we drive it down there, and then we come away with no points. We don't make the field goal. And so really, look, that team played really well, but we couldn't get out of our own way either. Just had a number of errors, that have been uncharacteristic, and that tape speaks for itself, and we're going to learn from it, then we're going to burn it, and then we're moving on, because that's what we do. So we'll bounce back from this. Sometimes you got to get punched in the face, and before you know how to respond. And so I think this is good for us, and we're going to use this to our advantage and get ready for a division opponent on the road.
There was news today that David Montgomery's suffered a significant knee injury. Can you just, detail that and what the outlook is for him?
Yeah, looks like he's gonna require surgery that'll put him out for the rest of the year. And he had gotten it at some point yesterday in that game. I mean, David's so tough, man. He continued to play through, and then got it checked out today, and realized that's what it was. And I mean, he's just the ultimate teammate, ultimate competitor. We're going to miss him, man. He's another one of these guys that got us to this position, helped get us to where we're at. And man, the rest of us, we owe him to keep going and make sure that wasn't in vain. No different than Mac. Mac's out for the year. Same, he's got a knee injury. It's going to require surgery. Dorsey had his last night. CD, he's got a jaw. He'll be out. So, those guys helped us get to this point, so we owe it to them. They laid it on the line for us.
The confidence that you have in Jameer moving forward. I know there were a few games last year he had to step in and step up. Las Vegas is one to get 154 yards. Just the confidence you have that he can take on a bigger role. I know Craig and Baki probably will step up too, but maybe Gibbs in particular, that he can handle that.
Yeah, we got a lot of confidence in Gibbs. He's continued to get better and better as this season's gone, and and when given the opportunity, he's made a lot of plays. Man, he made some big plays for us yesterday. He brings the explosive element. He's getting better in the pass game, and then you see what he's able to do in the run game. So we have a ton of confidence. I think for him it's going to be, we got to use and maximize the reps that we have for him and be careful that we don't give him too much. We still got to be able to, be smart with him, but we need him. We need him, and that's the trick. So, those other guys, Craig's going to need to help us, which he'll be ready, and Baki potentially as well.
You said Davis will be out. Is that a season ender as well, or is there still maybe hope for
not sure yet on that one. Not sure how long that's going to be. I just know in the immediate future I don't see it.
In terms of that position, you have a lot of different directions you could go with backfilling that. How do you approach that this week with Mosley and Vildor, Meek, Branch? What's kind of the strategy to figure out what's best for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to go through. I mean, AG and I talked about that a little bit earlier today, and then, we're going to continue to discuss this as we go. But, who do we use to fill in for those spots? Who's going to give us the best opportunity to, to compete? And so, that's certainly E-Man is somebody we have on the roster. You see him. We already got Vildor, who helped us out, finish that game out. You still got TA. And you're right, Branch, he's somebody we got to talk about. What do we do with Branch? Do we keep him where he's at? Do we move him? We've got a Meek. Does a Meek stay inside? Does he go outside? If he start his clock this week, maybe, potentially. We just got to see. And because of that, we're going to we're going to need to practice a little bit to see where some of these guys that haven't practiced in a while are at, So we'll see. We got options, and we'll find the best combination of guys and go from there.
What is the psychological toll that injuries take on the locker room? How do you avoid, it's always next man up, but now it's next man up.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you get caught up in it. I think you most of the time, I think you're so, you're so focused on getting yourself prepared for the game and your unit prepared for the game that you just that's where your focus has got to be. Everybody, we acknowledge the fact that, man, we've lost players, we've lost really good players, but nobody cares. Nobody cares, and nobody's going to give us a pass or put an asterisk next to your record. So what it means is some guys are going to have an unbelievable opportunity. Because of what has happened, that means now, and you're a guy who's on the vet squad, or you're a young player, or you're somebody that's been dying to get an opportunity, you're about to get it. And so that's a pretty cool thing. That's a pretty inspiring thing. What are you going to do with it? And it's up to us to give them a plan to where they can succeed. And I've said it before, we play with 3 units here. And we'll do what we have to do to win a game. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters from here on out, is that you just need to have one more point than the opponent, period.
With Goff's performance yesterday, obviously there was the hiccups at the beginning, but to throw for 494 yards, 5 touchdowns against a defense that knows you're going to be throwing, I guess, how would you characterize his performance yesterday after you watched the tape?
Man, played really well. It was as good as I thought it was in real time. It was really good. And you're right. He threw almost 60 times. I thought our protection was solid, man. Those guys up front did a good job in pass protection for most of the day. And, man, he stepped in there, made some huge throws. And then he also, he had to buy time on a couple of things. Moved around in the pocket, broke the pocket, extended a few things, which we had talked about, that he may need to do that. Ben had talked to him about that. And, Tim Patrick's touchdown was one of those. He just, man, he continues to play at a very high level right now. And, he's going to give us an opportunity to have a chance to win every game, man. He's playing at a very high level. And we're going to get our run game back on track, and that's only going to make things better. But that was the other story of yesterday. We couldn't shut down their run game, and we couldn't get ours going, so it turned in that kind of game. But, yeah, I can't say enough good things about Jared Goff right now. He's doing it.
Go, John.
What do you think the issues have been with the run game, and is that a way that can help the defense a little bit?
Yeah. Absolutely, and I know even yesterday we came out from this, and it's frustrating because it's one guy here, and it's one guy there. It's not just it's the scheme, it's the same player who's continuing to do. Man, it could be the receiver one play, it's the backside tackle one play, it's the tight end on one play, and so it's just we're taking turns a little bit on some things right now. But I'm telling you, it's all correctable. It's all correctable, and we will get it corrected, and absolutely it's going to help the defense. It's going to help us offensively be more efficient, and then it's going to help the defense because we can stay on the field, we can convert, and then we got to turn them into 7, not 3.
I wanted to ask about Justin and Jeff. Your last drive, and I don't know if it's the fog of the game, but it seemed like there wasn't a real sense of urgency to try to score as quickly as I can. Just thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. We got to do a better job of really pushing it there. There's some things, even when we were, getting position to clock it, we just got to, we got to get going a little bit more, and no excuse for that. That'll be something that we talk about. We got to have a little bit more emphasis to get that done. Absolutely.
Melifonwu, maybe. I didn't know if that meant maybe his clock was starting or maybe he could contribute his clock is starting.
Yeah, I see his clock starting, and so then it's, okay, that's good. We get him out at practice. Do we think he could help us as early as Sunday? I don't know that right now, and I won't until we get him out there running around a little bit.
Ennis?
I don't see him being ready. Not yet. He's close, but not yet.
If you'd be able to be a linebacker or safety, or how do you envision using him?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, he could, depending on if we're talking about base downs, third downs, is there a place, is there a role? Is it, I wouldn't shut that down. I think wherever we feel like he can help, we're open to it.
You guys have faced adversity all year long. Mm-hmm. What is your overall message to your guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing. Look, we all know it doesn't feel good to lose. Nobody likes losing, especially the guys in the locker room and the coaches who, put all this work into it, and you go down that way. And losing is one thing. It's also how we lost. That puts a bad taste in your mouth. So I think for us, man, what do you want to do about it? And that's how I view it. Is this is not time to freak out and just panic and start acting like things are worse than they are. We lost a game. We didn't play well. And you know what? Why don't we go back to work and clean up those things that we talked about that hurt us yesterday in that game? And we do that, then we're going to have a chance to win the next one.
It's going to come through okay yesterday?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's a little sore, but he came out okay.
We're not indestructible, baby, better get that too. I think it's unbelievable how you give into the hands of fate. Something's all worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong. I don't wanna pacify.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid, man. I can tell y'all are under the age of 30. If you don't know where that's from, then I feel bad for you, because if you know where it's from, then you know why I played it. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Monday, the 16th of December, 2024. I am not feeling well, man. It's good that we have people who got some thinking in your life, right? Sometimes you need somebody who has a brain. I was telling my wife yesterday that I was, I wanted to go to the Chicago Bears game next Sunday, or this coming Sunday. And I was watching the weather, right? So I'm watching the weather. I'm like, okay, I need it to be, it can't be snowing. It can't be raining. It can't be, if it's like in the 30s, I know I can go. If it's in the 20s, it's going to be a little iffy. Anywhere in the teens, I'm not setting foot in Chicago, right? So I saw that the temperature was going to be 24 degrees, which is right probably at the breaking point for me. And I was like, you know what? I wear a sweater, wear some Under Armour, wear, a turtleneck, get some gloves and a hat. I got this Under Armour stuff. This is called Cold Gear. Works really, really well. Helps keep your body warm, your internal organs and stuff warm. And she was like, you're getting over being sick. And I was like, you know what? You are right. You are right. I need to stay home. And I'm glad I have people who think, men really do need women in their life, man, really. Because sometimes we don't really use logic a lot. Like sometimes we do, but then sometimes we don't, right? And so she was like, yeah, you don't really need to be, because I'm gonna tell you what, I am exhausted. Yesterday, if I wouldn't have got the ticket from Cole, I would not have gone to the game yesterday. I feel like trash. I've been sick for about a week. You probably can still hear it in my voice, but when you're sick, like you burn a lot of energy doing nothing. And it took everything I had to go yesterday. And yeah, it's taking a lot to be in front of you today. But yeah, if you don't know where that is from Rocky 4. Aaron says Rocky 4 music after Apollo died and Rocky was driving in his car. Yes, that is when Rocky, they had came from Apollo's funeral and Adrian was on the stairs and Adrian was like, "You can't win." And he got in his car. You know, we're talking about 84 at the time. I think it was a Porsche. He gets in this car and it's and he's doing his thing, man. Driving in a tunnel. He's seeing all these flashbacks of him not throwing the towel and Apollo getting smacked over the head and all that other stuff, man. And yeah, so I thought about it today, and I would have played the whole song, but it's like 4 minutes, and usually the songs that we played to introduce the show is about 2.5 minutes at max. But I feel like that's the perfect kind of, that's what we're doing today. Today was rough, man. If you haven't heard, Aleem McNeil done for the season. Khalil Dorsey done for the season. David Montgomery, Dan Campbell, all but confirmed that he's done for the season. I don't know any way that David Montgomery is not done for the season. I really don't. Unless it's some type of super less intrusive microscope repair that they do, and maybe he's back for the Super Bowl. I don't know, but it sounds like that he's pretty much done for the season. And I was, man, you know what's crazy is the loss yesterday is overshadowed by the injuries. Like, let's be real. The loss sucked. The defense, the whole team came out flat. It really did. Amon-Ra had a career game yesterday with food poisoning. I don't know if y'all knew that. He had food poisoning. Yesterday was his flu game, and he had a career day. But that would explain why it was just the energy was not there yesterday. And you know, I thought about that today. I'm like, look, if Amon-Ra can play with food poisoning, I can get up here and stream for a little bit. And you know what? We might do the game tonight. Man, because I was like, nah, I'm not doing the game. I'm not doing, whatever. And we might do all that stuff, man. I just need to, some time to get myself together. But today, Kelly says, thank you, Kelly, says, I thought it was when Rocky was running in the snow. No, that is a different. So there's a few. I can name all of them. You had two separate montages. You had one that was after Adrian. This is before Adrian pulled up, so he's out there, and that one's called training montage. That's when he's training, and the Russian is in the high-tech facility, and they're doing all these things. And then the other one, which I'm probably going to play at the first snippet at the end of the show. That one is called Hearts on Fire. Cowboys game all over again. Davis 2. I've only seen the first Rocky, but I've seen all the Creeds. Fave, you need to do yourself a favor, and you need to watch all the Rockies, bro. Except 5. You can skip 5. But if you really want to be a true diehard Rocky fan, you got to watch 5. They kind of dismiss 5, but 5 is like Superman 4. It's just one of the movies. It really shouldn't have happened. But yeah, Sonic got to step it up. Bro, Monty can't have my MCL. Man, listen, I'm with y'all too. Sione Vaki's debut. We need to wake up and get the words Super Bowl out of our mouth now. You know what, Cue Ball? Okay, so here's what I was gonna do, and I'm feeling just like y'all are. I got so many emotions right now, and I'm here's the thing. I'm looking for somebody to blame, but I can't. Right? I want to blame someone, but I can't blame anybody. I can't blame Brad Holmes for not bringing in an extra defensive lineman. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered at this point. But what I can say is last year is even more painful. And I think that's because let's say we won and we beat the Bills, right? And we still would not have the first seed locked up because the Pittsburgh Steelers did us 0 favors yesterday. So we still would have had to play and finish this thing out. But it's like, even if we won the game, the win would have been overshadowed by the amount of injuries and who was injured. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But we got somewhere. Now, I couldn't hear who he was talking about most of the time. Dan Campbell, I know what he said on Iffy. I don't know who he was saying that he doesn't know if they're going to, or they want to get him involved a little bit more. I have no idea. What I do know is this, is that we brought Jamal Adams off the couch. And we are going to have to definitely look into some couch dwellers. We're going to have to do it. And we're going to talk about some people that can come back. Jess Merck says we shall, or we will overcome. You know, I don't know how realistic that is. Lori says Mahomes is hurt now for the Chiefs. I did see that. And you know what, Lori, when I saw that Mahomes is week to week, I was like, you know what? This is the opportunity now for the Buffalo Bills to finish them off. This is the opportunity. Now, they got a long way to go. They probably won't meet until the end of the AFC title game, but they got his ankle. Mahomes' ankle has been bothering him for a few years, and he still managed to win a Super Bowl or two, right? So the Buffalo Bills got to exercise demons and get rid of Patrick Mahomes and them, and I could see them doing it this year. The Buffalo Bills going to be a tough team to beat. They really are, and if we see them again in the Super Bowl, and they're going to be a buff team. And you know what the crazy part is? I was thinking yesterday, like, what if Hutch came back? What if Hutch comes back? And we're talking about him, like, getting a sack. And he gets a sack on a guy like Josh Allen to seal the game. Now, I need to know what happened to Khalil Dorsey. I know it was a leg injury. Was it a lower leg injury? Was it an upper leg injury? I pray that it's not his femur. I did not see. It's ironic. I didn't see half the injuries yesterday. I had stepped out and I didn't see half the injuries. So what's up, Josh? What's up, Matty B? Says, can we get through even three games without more injuries? All right, so I'm gonna tell you this. There are a few people we cannot lose. We cannot lose Jared Goff. We cannot lose Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, those are two people we cannot lose. I was just thinking, and we're going to talk more about potentially MVP for Jared Goff as well. I know he's not going to win it, especially seeing as how he was never going to win it. But I see how Josh Allen, you know, when you score 5 rushing touchdowns and you got 5 passing touchdowns in 2 games, that's a big. You have 10 total touchdowns in two games. This guy is going to win. He sealed his MVP yesterday. But Jared Goff, man, he's got to be in the conversation. And in my opinion, Jared Goff should be a runner-up over Lamar, over Saquon Barkley. Jared Goff should be a runner-up. This guy had 5 touchdowns yesterday. He's now 30-10 on the season, and Jared Goff got to be part of the conversation. Okay, Josh says, okay, so it was the exact same. Oh, my God. Ew. Oh, man. Okay. Oh. Okay, so was it his ankle or was it his fibia? I'm glad I didn't see it, because I got back to the seat, and they were like, oh, you don't want to see the injury. You don't want to see it. I'm like, dang, man. Oh, my God. So so the reason I played Rocky is because it's not over yet. Dan Campbell's not going to give up. I like what he said. Though, Dan Campbell, about we got to finish out the season for the people we lost. We got to finish it out. And I'm like, you know, I like that. I like what he's saying, because there's a lot of people who put blood, sweat, and tears on this team. And how would the Lions be? What would they stand for if they gave up? You know what I'm saying? If they gave up. Mr. S says, who are we getting back soon? Kaminsky, iffy, very. You know what? Maybe Kaminsky's the guy he was talking about, but we're going to see. T-Stay Cole in the building says, I know I wish I played for the Lions. I'm going to switch to football. Buffalo can stop the Lions in the second half. Hey, there's not a lot of teams that can stop the Lions, and the issue is, Grand, is can the Lions stop somebody? Here's what this is going to come down to. We know that we're in the playoffs. Right now, we're trying to secure that 1 seed, trying to get the division title. We're trying to do that to make sure we ensure a home game, right? But the Lions are going to have to make a stop, and that is where this is going to come from. You could see it yesterday. You could see it very early on. It was like, yo, we're going to have to be able to stop somebody in order to win this game. He was talking about Ennis. Okay. All right, well, let's do this, man. Let's do our first segment of the day. We're going to be talking about the injury and who could possibly come back and who we've lost. The Detroit Lions took a monster hit yesterday. We've lost Aleem McNeil for the season. We lost Khalil Dorsey. I don't want him to get lost in this whole thing. We lost Carlton Davis. He's going to be probably out for the season. I'm guessing his jaw is going to have to be wired shut with a broken jaw so it doesn't hurt, get any more injured. And we also found out that we probably 90% sure lost David Montgomery for the year. So that means that Jahmyr Gibbs, who is already the Detroit Lions leading rusher, is going to have to step up and literally finish carrying the load. And now we have, we're going to see what Sione Vaki can do. We're going to see what Craig Reynolds can do. None of those guys have the vision. that David Montgomery have. They might have a little bit of the power, but they don't have the vision that Monty has, that's for sure. And we're going to see that. It sounds like that David Montgomery needed to be protected from himself. We already know that when he gets injured, he takes it personal. So I'm going to tell the entire NFL to watch out, man. Monty is coming for throats next year. I'm going to tell you that right now. But right now, we got to finish the season. We got to finish this year. And the Detroit Lions have lost the equivalent of an entire defense of players on injured reserve. And a lot of them will not be back. They will not be back. So we're going to take a look right now at their current. This should be updated. Maybe it's not, but we can fill in the blanks if it's not. This is coming from the Detroit Lions webpage, and we're going to see who could we possibly get back. We talked about Alex Anzalone. We knew that he would be out at least 6 weeks. We're coming on about a month, I think, of him being out, so he's potentially going to return. I wish that what they did is they put this in alphabetical order, but guys that we're not going to get back, I wish they put them at the bottom. We know that Badgley and Bada is not coming back. Derek Barnes, here's a guy that we haven't heard anything about. Now, keep in mind, their clock has not started. None of these players. Lions have 3 games left. Dan Campbell spoke about Fatu Melifonwu today. That means if his clock does start this week, that puts him they have to make a decision at the end of the season, which means that the earliest we could see him would be the playoffs if he needs all 3 weeks. So we've got Derek Barnes. We don't know. First, we thought it was a season injury, so he could be back. John Kaminsky. We have not heard anything from this guy, but we kind of knew that he would be a January situation. Man, we could use John Kaminsky right now. He might be that Rocky Balboa, man, that we need. Davenport is out for the season. We knew about that. Aiden Hutchinson maybe could come back. We're not sure about that. Melifonwu, clock might open. Ennis Rakestraw, he just went on. I think he's got about 2 weeks left. Khalif Raymond, I forgot about this guy. I mean, no disrespect, but I forgot because our defense has been hit so hard. Jalen Reeves-Maben, we could get his clock opening very soon. We know Rodriguez is done for the season. Makai Wingo also on injured reserve. So who could we get back? There's not a lot of folks on here that could be coming back. Derek Barnes, potentially. We could Jalen Reeves-Maben. A couple guys could come back on defense. I'm not really worried about the offense. It's the defense. Let's just take a look at the practice squad. We got Jamal Adams. He's got 1 elevation left. I expect a move to be made this week for him to be elevated to the 53-man roster with Aleem McNeil going down. That's going to be no issue. We're going to wind up putting Aleem McNeil, Carlton Davis on IR. That's going to open up a spot for them. Bowl plan, you never know what could happen there. So the Lions are in a bit of trouble when it comes to depth. We have look at that. Chris Smith, we'll probably see him elevated as well. I forgot about Isaiah Thomas. We might see him. Isaac Ukwu. One of these guys could come to the 53 because we're going to put. I forgot that Khalil Dorsey was on the 53-man roster. So we're about to literally put 4 people in 1 week on season-ending IR. 4 people. Which means that the Detroit Lions are going to have to dip in the well of couch dwellers. They're going to have to find some people on the couch. They might be able to pull somebody off the practice squad. I expect those 4 people to be put on IR. We probably won't get, maybe we might get an iffy 21-day window open this week, but there are going to be some moves made. I just don't know who they're going to be. But I tell you what, Lions are up against it. They're up against it. But if anybody can do this, anybody can steal. We know that the team's not giving up. It would be great to see John Kaminsky. John Kaminsky, his 21-day window has to open like right now. Right now, I'm not even worried about the players that could come back and the number of elevations we have coming from IR. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just lost 4. A lot of them cats ain't even coming back. So let me know your thoughts on the injured reserve list. We lost 4 people. Losing 4 people yesterday. Who could you see? I'm going to keep pounding the table for Jason Pierre-Paul. We got guys that we can bring from the couch from other teams. That's as good. I mean, we're talking about we can't bring in anybody from another team. There's no trade. How many people are going to get waived? And we're at the back of the waiver priority order. So we're going to do practice squad people. And there's some other guys, some former Detroit Lions that could see the field, man. They could see the field. They haven't played all season. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think the Detroit Lions are going to do in the next week? Hey, shout out to my man, Sports Talk with Rob with the Dono. Appreciate you, my man. Says, You think AG should run more as of a zone defense because of injuries. Also, Lions fans, this is not the time to fold. Man up, Lions fans. Derek, did you get my email? Proud of you, bro. Sports Talk. Let me check right now. I think I got my email open. Let me check right now, man. Oh, okay. Okay. I think I got it. About the co-host thing, right? Was that you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need a way to communicate though, man, because email is like slow and I can only check it from my computer. So we definitely, but yes, I did get that, man. I've been sick and I've been busy as well. So yep, yeah, yes, sir. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. Excuse me, I'm gonna be clearing my throat, sniffing a little bit, man. It's just it's crazy. I'm trying to like stay. I think we need to beat the Bears. We need to beat the Bears in order for me to feel better. You know what I'm saying? To help me feel a little bit better, get back in the win column. We need to beat the Bears. Speaking of the Bears, okay, that works, man. That works. That's probably the best way to do it. We need to be realistic. Says Ray plays. It's next year. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's talk about this. So we know that the Detroit Lions are ravaged with injuries. I mean, we are by far the most injured team in the league. We got starters injured. I mean, it's not looking too good. And if the Detroit Lions didn't have the start that they had, it would be probably more devastating than it is. But we just lost a bunch of players. And I got a question for y'all, man. And this is a safe space. And I don't think there's a wrong answer, but I got to give you my answer as well. And that is, with the way that the season is going, Lions are currently 12-2, still the number 1 seed in the NFC with 3 games left. And 2 of those games are very winnable. That last game, man, it's going to take everything. It's literally going to take all of us. Isn't that fitting? It takes more. It takes more was the slogan for this season. It takes more. And it's literally going to take all of us in order to win a Super Bowl with the way that we've been injured. But I got a question for you. Lions don't make the Super Bowl, right? We've already talked about regression, lateral moves, and progression. For me, a regression in the season is not making the NFC title game. Lateral move is making the NFC title game but not winning, and progression, in my opinion, is going to the Super Bowl. Now, I am the type, I'm with Dan Campbell. I'm not going to use any excuses. If our coach says that he's not using any excuses, we can't blame injury, I'm not going to do it either. Every team across the National Football League is injured, and they find a way, right? That's what the Detroit Lions have to do. This is what Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, this is what they were brought in here to do. I'm not going to make any excuses this year, but I got a question for you. If we don't make the Super Bowl, how are you going to feel? Are you going to say, we blew it last year? Are you going to be angry? Are you going to be sad? Are you going to give them a pass because we are injured so much? And I'm kind of torn, man. I'm kind of torn. I said last year during the NFC title game, while I was on my other channel, and I was livid. I was livid at the NFL draft when we didn't get a pass rusher, which I was right, by the way. I was all of those things because I realized that tomorrow is not promised. Last year, the Detroit Lions were one of the least injured teams in the National Football League, and we blew it. We blew our opportunity to get to and win our first Super Bowl. This year, running through the NFL, best record in the NFL. You know what this year is trending? I hate to say this. This year is trending. Best record in the NFL, first round exit. It is. It's trending that way. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. And I think it will be because of injuries. Our entire defense, our starting defense is hurt. If Jared Goff goes down, done. Jahmyr Gibbs goes down. We already lost Monty. Like we're right there. One more injury, right? So for me, I'm on the fence. I'm torn. I'm 45 years old. We had an opportunity. We blew it. And I just been able to get out the past, man, to come out of the past, to come out of last year. This season was going too well to stay in last year's NFC title game loss. But now, with what we're doing, okay, we got 3 games left. We have to pray that no other injuries happen. And if they are, I mean, no offense, but they happen to a second, third tier player. I mean, I don't want anybody to get injured, right? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not saying anybody get injured, but we got to hope it's not one of our starters. Then we got to get there, right? We got to hope that we get a bye week so we can have one less game to the Super Bowl. So then we have to host one of these seeds. And I'm going to tell you what, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams. Now we don't have Aleem McNeil. Now we don't have our starting cornerback. This is not going to be what we thought, but it will be a fight. There is still hope. If they don't make the Super Bowl, how are you going to feel? Are you going to chalk it up to injuries and be like, next year? I'm going to tell you what, there is no such thing as next year. Look at next year. Look at next year. Next year was this year. And look at where we are. I'm not saying the season is over. I'm not saying we can't win it all. But I tell you this, if we do win it all, this team will go down in history as probably one of the best Super Bowl winning teams of all time. The ability to overcome the amount of injuries, the significance of the injuries, and still win the Super Bowl. I mean, if the Lions make the Super Bowl, that is a progression. And I could live with that. Then I'll be like, man, if only we had Hutch, if only Monty was still healthy, if only. How's this for irony? DJ Reader, the guy coming off a season-ending injury last season, is our only healthy defensive lineman. Isn't that a slap in my face? That is hilarious to me. Like, Derek, you talked about Tim Patrick balling out of control. Two guys that came off season-ending injuries are balling. Two of the best players on the team. That is irony for you. So for me, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I don't want to think about last year, but you can't help but to think about last year. Because this record, all this record stuff, 15-2, Lions could go 15-2. It won't matter if we don't win, if we lose one playoff game. Football is brutal. It's a brutal sport. The tournament is it's tough. There is no, we're talking about single game eliminations. So for me, I don't know, man. I'm kind of in between the two. I'm like, we had an opportunity, we blew it. And I said this in a video on my other channel, Lions Syndicate. Maybe we have to go through our lumps. The Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen has been in the league for like 7 years, and they just can't get there. This year, though, they looking mighty good. This might be one of their best seasons since he's been the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are wounded. They're wounded. Not as bad as us, but they're wounded. This might be the year of the Buffalo Bills. And we already know what we up against. If we make it there, which now I'm going to tell you, everything has dropped. Super Bowl odds are, we're not even fair. I guarantee you there's no way we're favorites after what happened yesterday with the amount of injuries. Not necessarily the loss, but the amount of injuries. Maybe the Lions, we're at the start of our bumps and bruises. We're at the start of double-digit win seasons, but we just can't get there. Now, I don't know. Life is too short to stay mad, but also it's too short to hope about next year, right? So the season ain't over. It's not over. We got a lot of season left. We just got to make it. We are going to the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. We got to focus on the division. Then we got to focus on the first seed. And then we got to focus on whoever we're seeing in that divisional round. And we got to do it without one of our starting running backs, our starting defensive tackle, one of them. I mean, it's going to be a long. I mean, the Lions right now have 7 games left in the season. We have 3 regular season games, 4 if we don't get a first round bye. And we have a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 7. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But how would you feel? For me, I don't know. I'm like 50%. I'm like 50%. Well, we could have had it. Because if we had what we had, if we got a Super Bowl, even in appearance, man, then I'm like, you know what? Then I could kind of take this L. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I understand. We had a great record. We had injuries. We couldn't do anything about it, right? Next year. But when you are the only NFC team to never go to a Super Bowl, it's hard to keep saying next year. But let me know your thoughts, man. This is a safe space. There's no wrong or right way to feel. Bills fold in the playoffs. Yeah, they've been folding in the playoffs, but that doesn't mean that it'll keep happening. Super Bowl dreams gone, fellas. Vocal says, if we win the division, I'll be content. We're still winning. Last year wasn't a fluke. We're still winning. Last year wasn't a fluke. Either that or win the wild card. Don't start a streak of mediocrity. And we had 30 years before last year's playoff win. Right now, the offense needs to put up 42 a game. It's starting to feel like 2011 when Derrick Rose won MVP and the Chicago Bulls were the first seed, and then Derrick Rose tore his ACL in the first round of the playoffs. What's up, Buck? He says, I 100% think the Lions will trade for Parsons or a player of his caliber this offseason. Wow, that would be something. Oh, I want to shout out to fans in the stands. They found my video that I made. Speaking of, okay, here we go. They found my video that I made of using their video, and I meant to link their video in the comment section, but, you know, I'm old, it slipped my mind. But they found the video and retweet or put out a community post, and thank you to those guys. No passes, but get ready for next year. Bring back everyone, and Smith and Hutch combo is crazy. I feel like we need more. B says, I'll tell you how I feel when and if it happens. Lomas Brown said today he's worried about winning the Bears game. Wow. I'm going to tell you what, man. I did feel like, I felt yesterday, like, it's weird, man. I felt like I wanted to go to every game. I was like, man, forget being sick. I'm going to the game. I was like, I want to go. Because I just wanted to be there, man, to support my team. I wanted to be there, man, to support my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what, Derek, you sick, bro? It doesn't matter. And I don't know, bro. We might. I might have to talk to the wife and be like, listen, let me do this. I be letting you do stuff all the time. Let me do this. Let me do this for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. We might be at the game. We'll see. But we'll see. Dern says Glasgow. What's up, Mike? Dern says Glasgow has been awful. This feels like what happened to the Eagles last year. Oof. Man, tough. All right, let me pull this up real quick because I want to pull this. Is it the box score? Yes, the box score. All right. Okay, where are we at here? Is it here? Yeah, it's here. All right. I'm going to the game in Chicago for my birthday, and I hope we win, man. That's what's up, man. I'm still on the one game at a time. I'm super bummed but depressed about injuries, but it is what it is. Keep moving forward. Now, you know what, Bees? Here's the thing, too. We're in the playoffs, right? So that's guaranteed. We're one of seven teams in the dance. So that's guaranteed. So at least we're there 2 consecutive seasons, and we were like a ref call away from being there in 2022. So the Detroit Lions are making progress. And this year, you kind of have to look at it and say, okay, yeah, injuries played a factor. Can you expect the team? It's not really like, oh, I'm mad that they didn't win it all. I'm more like, dang, we had an opportunity last year. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, because you can't do anything about injuries and who got injured. I mean, just like, it's insane. How is DJ Reader the only one from the defensive line that's still healthy? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, by the way, the clown suit. Here's your opportunity for the Detroit Lions to get it. We got no sacks yesterday, which is understandable. I mean, Josh should have been down at least 2 or 3 times. That's a fact. However, the Lions have a big opportunity if they want me to wear a clown suit, a huge opportunity this year. I don't even know if it matters anymore, really. But this week, they got a huge opportunity. Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback in the National Football League. They got a huge opportunity. They can get 5 on him alone, for sure. Bears beat Vikings would be nice. Hey, Cindy, that's literally the lone bright spot, potentially. It would be great because Vikings fans were yapping at the mouth. You just wanted to smack them immediately. And I was like, you know what? This is what it feels like when I'm talking about other teams. You know what I'm saying? Other NFC North, NFC teams. This is what you just wanted to smack them, bro. Like, shut your mouth. I Paint Code says defense, Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, Aleem McNeil, John Kaminsky, Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Carlton Davis, Afitu Melifonwu, Emmanuel Mosley. These injuries got me depressed. Yeah, you and me both, man. It will be harder to make the Super Bowl next year since half our players will only be at 95%. But they may no longer be as good as they used to be because they're not quite physically the same. Oh, that makes it even worse. Because these guys got the type of injuries that take a full year to heal. You know what I mean? Like Malcolm Rodriguez, Aleem McNeil, depending on David Montgomery. Because David Montgomery is, we don't know the severity yet. He could be ready to go by camp, but you could be onto something. How many of these guys going to be ready to go game one? That just means that Brad Holmes got to make some magic. He got to make some magic happen in the offseason. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is when Brad Holmes get out the Dollar Tree. I don't know, bro. Like, it's going to be something. But we still got 3 games to play this season. I got Packers fans celebrating in my DMs. Hey, rapper, that's trash, bro. So if somebody has the video of Mac Hollins taunting a injured Khalil Dorsey, please email it to me or send it to me on Twitter. I heard about it. I did not see it, but I want to see it. We just paid Aleem and Monty. Yeah. Brad Holmes has to stop drafting projects in the 3rd round. That's what I wanted to talk about. So we got a guy that has the opportunity. Dan Campbell said it in his press conference today. This is going to be a colossal opportunity for somebody right now, whether that person's on the couch, that person's on the practice squad, or that person was drafted 96 overall in 2023, which the Detroit Lions traded up to get, who was inactive yesterday's game, in Broderick Martin. Broderick Martin has a huge opportunity the rest of this season. He's got 3 games left and a playoff game to make his mark, to make his presence felt. Will he? Will Broderick Martin? We drafted a project last year. Now we need that project to pay dividends. He's not going to be all we have, but Broderick Martin is a guy that has to, it's time. It's time to step up. Lions need to send him to some type of camp or something and have him train. Maybe he needs to train with Rocky. Something, bro. We got to make this happen. We got this defensive line coach, Tyrell Williams, make it happen. But this is going to be a big opportunity for Broderick Martin. And my thing is this. We took a chance on Broderick Martin last year when we could have taken a pass rusher that could have helped us sack Brock Purdy in the NFC title game. But instead, we took a guy we traded up for that might not even have been drafted. Think about that. This guy, Broderick Martin, was projected to be a 5th, 6th, or 7th round pick. We took him in the 3rd round. He had 50 snaps total last season. I'm not really trying to come at the young man like that. I want to give him an opportunity, and this is it. Is he ready? We're talking about year 3. You were drafted in the top 100, big dog. It's time. It's time. Broderick Martin is 4 games away from entering the 3rd year of his NFL season. What are we doing? What is he? He literally is on the 2nd to last year of his rookie deal. Broderick Martin is trending mistake. I'm not going to call him a bust. He's a 3rd round pick. I'm not mad at him that Brad Holmes traded up for him. I'm not even going to come at Brad Holmes that I've come at him enough. Broderick Martin, now's the time. That's the direction I'm going in. Now's the time. Now is your time, bro. Show us why you were drafted in the 3rd round. Show us what the Detroit Lions saw in you to trade up and take you in the top 100. 96 overall. Show us. This is your opportunity. You got 3 games and 1 in the playoffs. Show us what you made of. Now's the time. The one says the time is now. One says he's a letdown. Got to make it happen. Bucky says since this year's draft is super weak, trade in the 1st. Bucky, will it matter, right? We might. I don't know where we're picking out anymore. I don't know. I have no idea. I know this team could defy odds. And Broderick Martin stepping up, making some plays, could be one of the guys that help us do that. It's time, though. It's time. See, when you start to, this guy's had almost 2 years. We'll just call it 2 years. He's had 2 years. He wasn't injured full offseason in 2023, full offseason in 2020. But he got injured this year. So, was injured in the preseason, literally just came back a few weeks ago. As far as I know, he's healthy. Time to show off, Broderick. We're waiting on you, bro. I am. So he doesn't get past next year. Broderick Martin is Levi 2.0. That's who he's turning out to be. Only difference between Broderick and Levi is Broderick was taken in the 3rd round. Levi was taken in the 2nd. Aleem McNeil was taken in the 3rd round. Josh Paschal was taken in the 2nd. Different drafts, but same draft round. It's time. This is the time. Dan Campbell said it today. This is Broderick Martin's opportunity. He's got to make something happen. Let me know what you think. It's the time now for Mr. Martin. Oh, hey, listen, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that as well. But before we do that, let's get into this. So I was at the game yesterday, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, first of all, the offense comes out is super boring. The defense is lit, man. Zadarius Smith, Terrion Arnold doing flips. Kirby Joseph coming out with a Forget the Packers t-shirt. Zadarius Smith, the whole 9, bro. Hype. Yesterday, the offense was like just jogging out there. Amon-Ra came out. You could see something was wrong with him. He came out, did his little pump celebration. He did one, and he ran out. But everybody ran out like a robot. Taylor Decker did the little chest pound. He did that. Panay Sewell was excited, was hype. But the offense is boring. They really are. No offense to those guys. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, you could kind of feel the atmosphere was different yesterday. It was like they weren't like the Lions. I don't know, man, like something was missing. And come to find out that according to something that I saw on Twitter today, like Amon-Ra was uncharacteristically off, but yet he had a career game. He had a career game yesterday. This is coming from ML Football. Says Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown was battling food poisoning yesterday and still had a career high in receptions at 14. He had a career high in receiving yards and a touchdown. He looked off yesterday, but this was his version of a flu game. And I remember the 63, 69-yard reception when he prevented the game from getting out of hand. But St. Brown is an absolute dog. Absolute dog. The fumble, I'm not going to put the loss on the fumble. The loss is because I'm going to tell you what. The offense has been in a situation where they can't make a mistake. Amon-Ra St. Brown does not fumble, but he did yesterday. It was recovered. I remember sitting there, we're watching, and all of a sudden my man comes back, the ref comes back and was like, the ruling on the field, after replay assist, it was determined that this was a fumble. It was recovered by the defense, and we're like, what happened? Then we look at it, and we're trying to reason that it's not a fumble, but yeah, it was a fumble. And it was tough. It was a tough thing. But Amon-Ra St. Brown balled out of control with food poisoning. But it looked like it. When he came out the tunnel, it just didn't look, it looked like he was dehydrated or something. But shout out to him, man, for coming out and having a career game. But I'm not going to blame the offense in this situation. Jared Goff was flawless. He had to throw the ball 59 times. 59 times. And when this is going to be the story of the rest of the season, the offense cannot falter. They cannot falter. And I want everybody to keep this in mind. Jared Goff, pretty much after the 5 interception game, he threw the one against the Green Bay Packers. It was really bad. We had a fumble recovery, which kind of offset that. Outside of that one interception, that's the only interception he's thrown since the game against the 5 interception game against the Houston Texans. I want y'all to keep that same energy. If Jahmyr Gibbs fumbled. Jahmyr Gibbs is fumbled, okay? Amon-Ra St. Brown is fumbled. David Montgomery fumbled earlier in the season. Jared Goff touches the ball every single play. He's going to make mistakes. But I want y'all to keep that same energy when another Lion doesn't. But the Lions are going to have to be flawless. We're going to need a game like that from Amon-Ra St. Brown in the playoffs. They're going to have to be flawless in order to take it this year. I still think they can do it. I really do. I still think the Lions can go the distance because our defense has not really been our strong suit. I mean, if you look at the defense, we have been tight on 3rd down and in the red zone. Yesterday, Buffalo might have unseated us in the red zone, and our 3rd down efficiency, we might not be number 1 anymore. We've been number 1 for weeks. And that's been our strong suit. In between the 20s, man, we haven't really been that good. But when you tighten up, when you expect the defense to tighten up, but when you got a guy like Josh Allen, and it was, oh my God, the RPOs was killing us yesterday. James Cook was kicking. Yesterday was just a bad showing for the defense, even in the red zone. Buffalo went 5 for 7. 5 for 7. That's like 60 some odd percent. I mean, we went 5 for 5, right? So the Lions cannot falter on offense, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a big part of that. Shout out to him, man. A career game battling food poisoning. You could see it. If I don't know what y'all saw on TV, but you could see something was wrong with him. It just he did not look right. He looked a little pale to me. But the whole, it was a weird vibe yesterday. And I don't know if it was the Buffalo fans. I don't know what it was, but man, I'm gonna tell you what, the Buffalo fans are nice, but they were annoying. The let's go Buffalo stuff, that stuff is annoying. And we're going to have to start something. Listen, when Lions got 2 more road games, and we need to start singing the Lions Gridiron Heroes when we score a touchdown. We need to start doing it on the road because the let's go Buffalo was annoying. It was a guy. And you know what? Shame on the person that threw a cup at me yesterday. I turned around, bro, and I almost took it there. Threw a cup at me. I had the giant Jared Goff head. They threw a cup at me. It hit me in the head. Thankfully, it was empty. And I know as a Buffalo fan. But it was right after the Lions scored. But shout out to St. Brown and the rest of the offense. Got to get it done. They're going to have to carry this team the rest of the way. The Lions defense is going to have to do just enough for us to take it all. I still think we can do it. It's going to be, but nothing about this team is easy. Nothing about this is easy, man. And I feel like the city of Detroit and the Detroit Lions are built for this type of adversity. We're going to see because we're going to be tested this year. Hollins is annoying. Anybody got the video of him? Yes, the Lions have a great chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Don't let this loss steal away your confidence in the team. You know what, D-Mac? And like I said numerous times, man, I really don't think it's the loss. I mean, I expected us. I said we were going to win because I thought we could. But when you're looking at it, I wouldn't have been mad if with a loss. Like as I was making things, talking about it this season. And it was, but the injuries are what is like, bro, Rams might go all the way. What happened to Hollins? Okay, so this is what I was hearing. That after Khalil Dorsey was injured, when Aleem McNeil got injured, I think I was in the hallway. Khalil Dorsey gets injured. I'm in the hallway. I come back, and I hear that Khalil Dorsey was getting laughed at after he was injured by Mac Hollins, who was weird anyway. The dude don't wear any shoes around the facility. I mean, have you heard of athlete's foot, bruh? But anyway, I mean, you don't even wear the barefoot shoes or whatever they call it. But that's just a bum. That Mac Hollins if he was, I have not seen that video. So if you guys have any video of that, let me know. But that he was laughing at one of his injured brothers, bro. This is a brotherhood. It don't matter what team you own. It's a brotherhood, bro. And if Mac Hollins was indeed laughing, I hope the Buffalo Bills lose it all. But, you know, the 4 falls of Buffalo, can't nothing be worse than that. But I hope they never win as long as he's on that team. Aiden coming back next season. Yeah, he's weird. You need Aiden Hutchinson back. Hollins was yelling, "Yo, Branch, pick your mans up." Maybe he was doing that before he knew the severity of the injury. What's up, RG? Says, Derek, I'm feeling like Mike Tyson after the first round of Jake Paul. Old, tired, and not much left, but still hope. I like that. Yeah, Cold, I actually saw that. Lions are done. It's really sad. No team can overcome this. Phil, come on, man. I don't buy that. Bills will fold up, I'm telling you. Yeah, you know what, Merk? I'm not. Right now, they got to beat the Chiefs. Like, they have to beat the Chiefs. So until they do, you know, then let me ask y'all this. What NFC team outside of the Lions, and right now that's up for question. Let's be real. I mean, we can shoot we can be, but can we stop Josh Allen? We're going to have to make one stop. What team outside of the Detroit Lions from the NFC could stop the Buffalo Bills? Like, realistically, I'm not sure. If it's not us, I don't know if we can. I don't think the Eagles could do it. I think the Eagles get destroyed. I don't think there's an NFC team that can stop them. Lori King says the Eagles. Green Bay. Eagles and Rams. I don't know, Rocco. I don't know. Rams, I'm assuming you're saying that because the Rams won. But what the Rams, this is what I thought about as I was thinking. I woke up this morning and I'm thinking about it. I said, what the Rams did was what the Lions couldn't. Buffalo was down double digits. You thought the game was over. You like, dang, they really spanking them, bruh. And then next thing you know, touchdown. Big play, touchdown. Another one, touchdown. All of a sudden, so you have to go toe to toe with the Buffalo Bills. You cannot make a mistake because if you do, Josh Allen will pay. He will make you pay for it. You cannot make a mistake. Eagles took the guy we should have drafted, Jalen Carter. We're not, Nick P, we're not doing that today. Jalen Carter, didn't we take? We took Jahmyr Gibbs. What's up, James? Says, I've been a Lions fan for a long time. I will never give up on them. It's a shame how many people are saying it's over. You can't be a real fan if you're saying that. You know what, James? I think what it is I think that's coping. You know what I'm saying? Because after last year, I think what's happening is last year's loss. Everybody was, don't worry, we'll be back next year. We'll get them next year. That's it. The NFC, who cares that we blew a 17-point lead? Nobody cares. Who cares that Kendall Vildor? It doesn't matter that Brad Holmes didn't draft a pass rusher. It didn't matter that he didn't sign anybody in free agency. We'll be back. We'll get them next year. That's what last year was. We'll get them next year. Next year comes. This year, we come out the gate. We go 1-1. We run off 11 straight. Now we unbeatable. We lose Hutch. We still ain't losing game until yesterday. Unbeatable. And now we just get smacked and smacked and smacked and smacked in the face. 3 starters yesterday. Now it's just like, oh my God. Now I think yesterday, last year, all of these things are starting to compound. And now they're starting to say, wait a minute. I think they're starting to cope. This is a coping mechanism. Well, you know what? It's over. Now you had all these expectations. You got a Super Bowl. Because last year, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. That's what I heard. I'm like, bro, you win, you take your opportunity. So I think what's happening now is, now we not going. No, so now it's just coping. You know what? If we lose, we got injured. And I'm like, like I said, Dan Campbell ain't making no excuses. Neither am I. I'm not doing it. O-line was less than impressive yesterday. Oliver destroyed Frank over and over. Yeah, Frank was like, holding number 77. Holding defense or offense number 77. Again, holding offense 77. I'm like, and the guy, the ref yesterday, he's one of those guys that like to make you wait. He'd be like, holding defense. Like he's one of those. Holding offense, real aggressive when he starts to point him. There's a couple refs, man, that kind of stall a little bit. They make you wait a little bit. The players are hearing the noise the Lions are making. Add meathead coach to the mix. Lions can overcome. Okay, Phil, you can't, bruh. You can't. You got to do me a favor. If you are, as a matter of fact, let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about this, man. We got a person. Shout out to Phil in the comment section. Phil says that if we add Dan Campbell, and I'm assuming he's referring to Dan Campbell as a meathead for his aggressive decision-making, okay? The 4th down, the onside kick yesterday. I disagreed with it. I also disagreed with the 4th down that we didn't get in the Packers game. I disagree with that as well. Yesterday was a case of we don't get it. Dan Campbell is a meathead. I understood why he did it. I did not like it, though. He did it because we couldn't stop them. So he was trying to put the ball back in the hands of his offense. And it was kind of a freak. First of all, Jake Bates, beautiful kick. Didn't quite go to 10 yards, popped up in the air. Mac Hollins, you couldn't really see it from where I was sitting, but I had to watch the replay. He tipped that mug. He tipped it to himself, and there was nobody there. I disagreed with it, but I understood it. Defense couldn't stop. We cannot stop Josh Allen. You would have thought, no, I won't say that. Couldn't stop it. So I understood it, but I didn't like it. What I would have, to me, an onside kick is just like a 2-point conversion. Last resort. It is a last resort. Try. Anything could happen. Maybe we get a sack, fumble, strip. Maybe we get a tip drill interception. Maybe James Cook fumbles. He's known to fumble the football. He's known to fumble the football. Maybe we get that. Just wait one more drive. One more drive, Dan. Let me see what the defense can do. Okay, now kick it. Because guess what? If the play would not have gone the way it did, or we recover that and we make that a three-point game, now all the praises. But here's what I want to say to y'all. You got to ride or die with coach. You got to ride or die. It's just like a marriage, right? You with your spouse regardless, right? No matter what decision making they make, you might hate some of the things that they do, but you're still there. Dan Campbell, you cannot have it both ways. You either love him, you hate him, you ride with him, or you don't. I'm not gonna call him a meathead. He's proven everybody wrong. As a matter of fact, with one more win, he will have more wins than Jim Caldwell. He almost had it yesterday. Almost had it. You can't be on the fence. You got to pick a side. That's all I'm asking. You cannot start to waver on coach. You either love him, you hate him. He's our guy. He's not. You don't have to like what he does, but you got to support. You got to support. So if you're going to call Dan Campbell a meathead, then you also cannot praise him as well. Does he make bonehead decisions? I think so. But what I've done is accepted who he is. He is that guy. He's also the same guy that has brought us. The guy came in here. He told you what we was going to do. And on the way up, and we're going to take another one. And when you knock us down, and we're going to take another one. He said that. And he has lived up to it. And I respect that. I don't like some of the decision making, but I respect it. I was just like, what are we doing? Why did he do that? Why did one more opportunity, coach? Maybe with one more, right? Look at what the Detroit Lions defense was able to do in the red zone at the end of the first half. When that big play happened with Josh Allen down inside the 15 or whatever it was, 4th and 6, turned into a missed field goal. We could have had that happen again. One thing I think about Dan is just like, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Just do it. Y'all heard the story that Jared Goff told him. He told him we was going to punt or kick a field goal or whatever it was last week. And Dan Campbell and Jared Goff said, man, I thought I wanted to go for it. He said, you wanted to go for it? You wanted to go for it? Go on and go for it. Because I did too, right? So pick a side, y'all. It's either ride or die, bro. You don't have to like everything, but don't start belling on coach like this. He's not the best decision maker all the time. I will say this. He's more right than he is wrong. And when it always seems like it's the game on the line. We didn't kick the onside kick, we would have won the game. No. If Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't fumble, we win the game. Right? All this other stuff. What shoulda, coulda, woulda, it didn't. This is the dude I'm riding with. This is coach. Ride or die. We went for it on 4th down yesterday, right? Like a couple times, and we got him. But what was more egregious to me is 4th down and 2, and Ty, former Detroit Lion Johnson, is wide open. Like, that's, to me, I'm like, how are you that? I mean, it was some plays that was killing us. I mean, it was like, where is everybody? Where's the defense at? Do you see this guy? So I'm not even, that's my dude. I'm a roll. He's not a meathead. Bonehead decision sometimes, yeah, you be like, come on, coach. But that's who he is. That's my coach, man. I'm going to have to ride or die. What's up, Dirty? What's good with you, man? You have to be allowed to state facts here. Meathead is an opinion. Victor, I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. You are allowed to state facts. Oh, I see what you mean. Meathead is an opinion. Comment W, Derek Tate. It was the right move. Hollins just advanced the ball, which was bad execution. But Dante, even if they get it back, they're like at the 40-yard line. So whether he advanced the ball or not, you're still putting them in scoring territory, right? Where they got the entire field to work with. But we couldn't stop them yesterday. How many times did they punt? Once? You know what I'm saying? And even if it's just so many things, Jake Bates hits the field goal, which was like, wow, I don't know if the snap was bad. That mug was like, what? The worst miss of his career. What's that now? 3 on the season? 2? I think that's 2, right? I mean, it's just so many little things that could have gone differently. But that's what it's going to be. Football is that game. It's that game. Their defensive ends couldn't set an edge. We need more. We need more speed on the D line. Why didn't Zadarius and Muhammad play more snaps? I don't know, Kiera. How many snaps did they play? I didn't look at that and see. I didn't look at it to see. But okay, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it's that time. The defensive line is ravaged for the Detroit Lions. We lead the league in people on IR, specifically on defense. We have the majority of our starters are now out with Aleem McNeil, Carlton Davis, Khalil Dorsey, and now David Montgomery, who's on offense, potentially being lost for the season. And we've got to have a conversation. And I want to, as I'm making a video, my phone always seems to go off when I'm making videos. All right. But we got to have a conversation. Now, last week I was like, there's no way this is going to happen. There's no way, no how. What are you talking about? Fake news. Fake news, man. There's no way, dude. No way, bruh. It's not happening, right? But then I see this morning, and we lost Aleem McNeil for the season. He's gone. I don't know if I mentioned him before. He's gone, and I'm like, well, we might have to have a conversation. This is coming from the Detroit Times. It says, how would you feel if the Lions sign back defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh? Suh posted this picture on his Instagram story a few hours ago. Well. Ndamukong Suh, somebody in a Suh jersey. And then here's the thing, though. Ndamukong Suh with the fingers crossed. I mean, you was hoping for a win. Are you now Ndamukong Suh didn't officially retire yet. He got to be about 37, 38. We know he probably got a good 15 snaps. Now, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he ever wanted to come back. He's not officially retired. We have no idea. I haven't even seen it, brother. I don't even know how he look. Does he look like retired Ndamukong Suh, or does he look like J.J. Watt Ndamukong Suh? What Ndamukong Suh does he look like? But I'm going to tell you what. I still don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if he fit the team. He already got a Super Bowl ring, got one with the Tom Brady and them. But at this point, I don't care who you bring back. And speaking of bring back, we're going to talk about another individual as well in another segment that may come back. He ain't played most of the year, and he keep on tweeting. You know what I'm talking about, but we'll get into that later. But Ndamukong Suh, how would y'all feel? Now, this dude has not played in a year. He hasn't played in a year. He has no relation to the current Detroit Lions regime. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do? At this point, we trying to finish what we started. Dan Campbell said today in his press conference that we got to finish the job. We have to try. It would be a disservice to the rest of the injured guys if we just gave up on a season. So, Ndamukong Suh, I mean, I don't think he comes back. I wouldn't be mad. We're at the point now that I literally would not be mad if anyone comes in. It doesn't. Bruce Irvin, I heard he's in Italy somewhere. Go get him. Tyson Alu. I heard he works at Chuck E. Cheese. Go get him. He's spending time with his kids. Go get him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if Ndamukong Suh is one of those people, go get him too. I mean, he still got some juice, right? He still got. Now, it ain't happening. I don't think it's happening. And last week, we made a video about this, and I was like, it ain't no way this is happening. I don't think Ndamukong wants to come back. But Lions fans have been trying to get this guy back for years. It's been 10 years since we saw him in Detroit. 10 years. This year. As a matter of fact, it's been 10 plus because that was January 2014. No. I think it might have been 2015. Either way, it's been 10 years or right at 10 years, and this guy ain't been back. He ain't tried to come back since, and everybody's been trying to get him back. Would you take Ndamukong Suh? If he said, Dan Campbell, super proper, Dan Campbell, I'll come back and I'll play a couple, I'll give you one more. I'll retire a Lion, I'll get it done. Would you take Ndamukong Suh? I'm like this. I take Ndamukong Suh as long as he ain't stomping people. As long as he ain't stomping people. I don't care who we take. Now, we got guys, am I taking Devontae, whoever the dude that quit on the 49ers, I ain't taking him. 49ers, they suspended him with 3 games anyway. And we're not going to. He got suspended 3 games. I thought he was never. Anyway, am I taking Devondre Campbell? No, I'm not taking him. But almost anybody else, I'm taking part of this team. This is we still got a chance, y'all. We got one of the best records in the NFL. Now the Chiefs have the best record in the NFL, 13-1. Sick of those fools. We got an opportunity. And if any player can help us finish the job, I'm taking them. It does not matter. I mean, I've had people on Twitter volunteering. As a matter of fact, there's a call, okay? If you have a Lions jersey or you are willing and able, if you are able-bodied to go to Allen Park to try out for practice for the Lions team on Tuesday. I don't think Ndamukong Suh meant anything by this. I think social media is a way to just, have fun with the fans and stuff like that. However, if it did, and Ndamukong Suh wants to be a Detroit Lion, I do not care at this point. I do not care. As long as you are not bad for this organization and you are not going to, venom yourself and corrupt the organization, which is not going to happen, then I say, come on. And if you ain't a quitter, I say, come on. One thing I can say about Ndamukong Suh, he didn't quit. He played out his contract. He went and took the bread and, ain't been back since. He didn't ask to be traded in the middle of the season, or under contract, I should say. So let me know. I don't think it's going to happen. I thought it was funny. Thought we had to talk about it. Ndamukong Suh back in the D. What do you think it means? Would you take him? At this point, I'm trying to win it all. I don't care how it gets done. Give Barry a 3-month contract. Man, could y'all imagine Barry Sanders out there right now? Could y'all imagine Barry Sanders out? That would be something. When I see Barry walking and stuff, I wonder, what would it look like? How would he still juke? But I'd be scared, man. Barry Sanders, 50-something years old. I'd be scared, man. I mean, I can barely walk up the stairs. And let me tell you a little story, man. When you get, I would say mid-40s, about mid-40s. You know what I'm saying? Mid-40s is when your mind is still young. You like, yo, man, I'm not old. I'm still young. Your mind is saying you in your 20s. That's what your mind's saying when you get in 40s. And I'm 45. And the studio is in the basement. So we got about 12 basement steps. 12. Now falling up the steps. And shout out to me, I didn't fall down at Ford Field yesterday like I did last week. I was like, last week it was beer all over the stairs. I was gone. I was all the way down the stairs. And we've been on for almost an hour and a half. That's crazy. So who else got to hold on to the rail when they go down the stairs? Me. I got to hold on. I don't hold on to the rail. I jog up them stairs. I make it a habit to jog up the stairs. But when you get in your 40s, you start worrying about stuff that you shouldn't, just about randomly getting injured, right? So I hold on to the rail when I'm jogging, when I'm walking down the stairs, maybe because gravity is working with me. And I don't want to. I was at Ford Field yesterday, literally holding on to the rail. And before I let go of one rail, I would hold on to the other one. So I would make sure that I was holding on to one rail, and then I would quickly grab on to the next one. I have to hold on to the rail. Phil says that's not age. That's not age. That's smart. But check this out, though. Here's the worst part of it. Never thought about this in my 30s. We moved to this house. I was 39 years old. Yes, I was 39. I was turning 40. We've been at this house for 5 years. Now, when I run up the stairs, even though I don't hold on to the handrail, I think about tearing my Achilles. I think about popping an Achilles on the way up the stairs. Why would I pop my Achilles running up the stairs? But you start thinking about, what are we doing, right? So, Ndamukong Suh, being almost 40 years old, I'm not sure. Smithy says, I'm 28, bro, and my knees hurt. Bruh, my knees was kid. Josh says that's wisdom. Is that what it is? Is that what it is, bro? I'm just saying, and I'm telling you, right now, if you young, in your 20s, you're not thinking about it. In your 30s, you're not thinking about it. Even 38, 39, you ain't thinking about it. When you hit 40 and you hit mid-40s, bruh, I'm 5 years from being 50. Stop playing. I was just watching He-Man. I was just watching the Smurfs, man. Everybody know the song, la, 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 la. I was just watching Inspector Gadget. What's happening, bruh? I was just watching Reading Rainbow, PBS. What's going on? I mean, cable wasn't even a thing. I remember landline phones, and now I'm worried about popping my Achilles running up the stairs. What is happening? And it's all mental. It's all mental, man. My body ain't there yet, but my mind is like, yo, I might pop an Achilles running up the stairs. And then when I'm coming down, I might fall. What are we doing? That's crazy. Denzel says I'm 34 and I'm worried about my Achilles. I don't know if it's the football. Is it because we watch so much football, man? Is that why? God Monkey says I'm 19 and my knees locked. Man, that's terrible. Phil says just walk, 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 walk. Yeah, I do that. I do that. You know, when it ain't winter in Detroit here, I'm doing. Rainbow Girl says, give me Sue Betts, Irvin Watts, Fairly Porsche, answer, and all your uncles and cousins. Raw says, Mr. Dress Up. And I know who you are, Raw Virus. I ain't forget. But Mr. Dress Up. Yeah. Mr. Rogers as well. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. I mean, I remember all that, man. Reading Rainbow, the whole nine. Captain Planet. He's our hero. Gonna bring pollution down to zero. Everybody know, man. I remember, hey, listen, I'm about to take y'all back. Let me know if you know what this is. I'm not gonna sing it. Let me know if you know the lyrics. And this will tell you how old you are. Let the music play. Save your troubles for another day. Let me know. Where did that come from? I remember watching this stuff, and now I'm 45 worrying about tearing Achilles. You taking me back, says Wands. What adjustment did Green need to make in that game? Seemed like nothing. Yabba dabba do, says Phil. Yes, I'm about to be 20 in January and still moving quickly on ankle and leg injury. Let me see. Jason says, I feel old getting pizza at Little Caesars. Hey, Veil Lock, I'm done, bro. Me and my family be clowning Little Caesars. Little Caesars, bro, is like cardboard. Okay, Gerard says reading Rainbow. I'll give y'all a cue. It was a cable show, so you might need a cable to watch it. It came on HBO. And it was in the 80s, so you needed that. Bucky says Glenn did some QB spy, some players. He had 2 spies. What are you talking about? Seemed like Glenn started to use LB as spies in the second half. Let the music play. Up, Stat Pat. Man, yup, Fraggle Rock, bro. Fraggle Rock. Y'all don't see, I'm that old. I'm that old that I remember Fraggle Rock. I remember when HBO, now you can stream it on the phone. It was an antenna on your house that was as big as a car. As a car, man. We had a Yugo when I was young too. My dad had a Yugo for whatever reason. We got a Yugo and that mug. So yeah, Fraggle Rock, bro. Fraggle Rock. Oh, so you already know. But you had to have cable though. You had to have cable. So you was one of the families that had cable. You know what I'm saying? We had HBO used to be one channel. It used to be one channel. But why are we talking about old school? We talking about old school because I brought up Indomitian Sue. We got one more segment. And this is going to be, I hope I still save this guy. I didn't save his. Somebody book. Let me see. Wait. I want to find this guy. MTV, YTV. Kelly says, I remember Fraggle Rock. Yeah, Fraggle Rock was awesome, bro. B says, I remember Fraggle Rock. Oh, yeah, Thundercats. How can I forget about Thundercats? Absolutely. Hey, Syndicate Sports Entertainment. Syndicate Entertainment, where we take you back in time. The otter was my favorite part. Hey, Derek, give me all the defensive Fraggle Rock guys. Hey, if I remembered their names, RG, I definitely would. Silverhawks, absolutely. Silverhawks was, what was the show with the, hey, Braylon, you young, bro. Blues Clues? By the time Blues Clues came out, I was like a teenager. What was the show with the helicopter, bro? Oh, here's one more, though. Here's one more. This is a show, and we'll wrap up the show after this. This is a show here that everybody remembers, okay? And this show here is a show that inspired imagination. It inspired creativity. And it's something that I wish that my son had today. I think that the youth of today, they miss this stuff. All right? I'm going to do my best to sing the theme song. Y'all tell me what it is. I'm just going to go straight to the part that everybody know. Dun 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 dun. What? Everybody knows that, bruh. What am I talking about? That's not MASH. That's not MASH. But what was that? Chip and Dale? Nope. Chip and Dale was Chip and Dale. Rescue Ranger. No. I'm going to do it again. Nope. It's not that. Really? Y'all don't know what this, bruh. Y'all, am I the oldest one in the room? Oh my God, gummy bears? No, it wasn't the mask. Come on, y'all. I know somebody watching this on playback like, what is wrong with these people? What are they talking about? Okay, here we go. Braylon says, yes, you are. Braylon, you too young, bro. You are too young. Y'all don't, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, y'all. I'm disappointed, y'all. Hold on. Why is it not? Hold on. Why is it not playing? Why is it not playing? Hold on. Because it's being stupid. All right. All right, here we go. Y'all still don't know? There it is. Sergey got it. Y'all don't know? That means that you ain't old enough. We gotta laugh, man. We gotta have some fun. I can't believe if you don't know what that is, then you ain't old enough. You don't. I wish that my son had that type of show. I wish it that I call myself Black Ivor or the Black MacGyver. Every time you want to create something, what do? If you were born in the 70s, or if you was about 10 years old in the mid 80s, every time you try to create something, I literally, to this day, I'm 45 years old, and when I'm about to do something, I'm about to MacGyver this. I'm about to MacGyver it. But listen, let's talk about this last guy, man, and we'll wrap up the show. I appreciate y'all, man, helping me get it. Today was a tough day. Tough day, man. Lions are, man, we've been ravaged with injuries, and we've talked about Ndamukong Suh possibly coming back. Took us down the road of old school, man. And there's a guy that used to play on our team. Wasn't very good. He had his moments, but he wasn't great. But he was better than Kendall Vildor. And Kendall Vildor might have to be a starting cornerback because we don't know what's going on with Emmanuel Mosley. We have no idea. But there's a guy that's is not on the team right now. He was with the Detroit Lions. Then he was with the LA Rams. And now he is unemployed. But as far as I know, he stay ready. He stay ready. He keeps talking about stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I'm talking about Jerry Jacobs. Is it time for the Detroit Lions to call Jerry Jacobs? Now, I haven't been a huge fan of JJ. I'm a huge fan of his workout routine and his meal plan because the brother is fit. I dig it. I'm trying to get there myself. But is it time to call Jerry Jacobs? I'm going to say we can call whoever. It's time to call whoever. And Jerry Jacobs cannot be any worse than Kendall Vildor. Put it in the comments right now. You watching this on playback, watching this in video form in the chat, put it in the comments. Who do you think is a better cornerback? I was going to say Biddle Vildor, Kendall Vildor, or Jerry Jacobs. Which one would you take? You got to start. You can only have one. Which one you taking? So he put out a tweet. Let me see if I can find it. I think, Braylon, you sent it to me, bro. Oh, Odell Beckham is a free agent. Didn't see that one coming. Thanks, B. Appreciate you. Jerry Jacobs put a tweet out earlier today. Trying to find it. I thought somebody sent it to me. I thought it was you, B. Somebody sent me a Jerry Jacobs. Here we go. Here we go. Jerry Jacobs. This is what he said at 12:47 today. Says the secret of success is to be ready when your opportunity comes 100. 100. Now, what is he talking about? What is he been tweeting that all, even before he left the Detroit Lions, he was tweeting that. He was tweeting stuff like that, right? But now, is it time? Is it time to dig? Now, you got Xavier Howard, who's still a free agent. He worked out with somebody, but they did not sign. He left without a deal. He could be an option as well. But Jerry Jacobs, the secret to success is to be ready when your opportunity comes. And what did Dan Campbell say today in his press conference? This is going to be the opportunity for somebody, a phenomenal opportunity to somebody. Is Jerry Jacobs one of those guys? And would you take him? Says, forgive me, but wasn't JJ a healthy scratch in the NFC title game last year? Vocal Coyote, he might have been. He might have been. But, hey, yesterday's price ain't today's price, right? I think, what's his name? No, Jerry Jacobs was on IR. He was on IR. Healthy scratch was Tracy Walker. Jerry Jacobs was on IR. We put him on IR. Vildor or Jacobs, I need better choices. Here it is, Victor. You don't have one. You don't have one. I Paint Code says, can Odell play CB? Maybe he would. I don't know. When asked if Mosley could step in and help, Dan's response was, yeah, he's on the roster. Kiera, is that a real thing? Is that a real thing? Is that real? Or is that a joke? Independent Aquaman says Jerry Jacobs was saying a different way of saying luck is when opportunity meets preparation. In short, first be prepared, then eventually when opportunity shows, you'll be up. Luck to the dumb. Lucky to the dumb. So my thing is this. Like I said before, I'm all about bodies. I'm all about bodies, man. We're at the point where we need bodies. If we're going to finish this thing, and Dan Campbell already said, man, we got to commit. We got to finish for the guys who went down. We cannot give up and lie down and just play dead. We got to take it. At this point, man, I'm taking Jerry Jacobs. Jerry Jacobs was good for an interception or two. He was also good for a hold and a pass interference. But he was good for it. That's more than I can say about Kendall Vildor. And this ain't no knock on Kendall Vildor. Kendall Vildor is a third string. I'm surprised he's on the team for grit alone. It can't be for talent. So Jerry Jacobs, familiar with the system. AG, only difference is instead of Dre Bly, you got a new guy. Instead of Dre Bly, you got a new guy. But I'm sure he can get it together very quickly. At this point, man, it's whatever it takes. Patrick Peterson, he cannot play corner, bro. Patrick Peterson is not Nope. I'm not putting him out there at cornerback. I'm not doing that. So, I don't know. We brought in Jamal Adams, and Jamal Adams was on the couch as well. So, I don't know. Let me know. It's going to be hard to find somebody. There's one player I wouldn't take, Devondre Campbell, and the Lions wouldn't take him as well. Anybody else that you mentioned, I'm going to take. And if the Lions entertain that player, that means it was somebody that they saw could fit. Because I'm going to tell you, if you would have told me last year that Jamal Adams would be a Detroit Lion, when I saw him snap off on that neurologist on the sideline, I would have said you was out of your mind. So maybe the Lions are open to bringing in guys, but I would take anybody at this point because we're trying to win the whole thing. Listen, appreciate the show. Patty says bring back Adrian Peterson. That is hilarious. That's hilarious, man. Golden Tate. Y'all being funny, but I'm being real. Y'all being funny, I'm being real. Marcus Peters, I thought he was on the team. Do I think Jamal Adams can play corner? I do not. I don't know. Lori, so supposedly, basically, he was a linebacker that they brought in because their main linebacker was hurt. One of their main linebackers was hurt, so they brought him in. They pretty much told him, from what they say, that, when this guy comes back, you're going to be like second string, third, at best. And so he didn't like it. So, he felt some type of way. So it's not looking very good. But here's what we're going to do, y'all. I don't got no thumbnail ready. I don't got none of that stuff ready. I'm going to try and, take some, a little pick me up or something. And I'm kind of I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the mood for making a bunch of videos on Lion Syndicate. I made 2 and it's been all bad news. So unless some good news come out, maybe I'll just take the day off as far as making videos. But we are going to Galloway, Joey, who? Lions should sign Xavier Howard or J.C. Jackson. I don't know. But I think let's try, man. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's try and do this game. This Chicago Bears, who, by the way, were eliminated from playoff contention yesterday. They are done. Could you imagine, man, being like, Chicago sucks. You were 4-2. You were 2 games above 500, and you have not won a game since. And not only have you not won a game, you've dropped 7 in a row. You got eliminated, and you didn't even play. Jason says, forget the Bears. Well, I'm with you, my man, but we need them to win tonight. We need them to win tonight. So, but let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. We'll do a watch party tonight, and make sure you guys come to the official watch party. Because what I noticed last week is I noticed there was a particular creator that he's copied everything that I've done up until this point. And I told somebody that he would soon start doing the other games outside of the Lions because I was doing them, and they involved the NFC North. To nobody's surprise, that person started doing it. So this is the official channel where we create over here, and we start and we set the bar and raise the bar, and we are the bar, and everybody else wants to, well, not everybody else, because I would be being disrespectful, but certain people, they don't want to try to raise the bar. They want to try to take the material that the bar is made of and make it their own. Or you know what? They just want to steal the bar outright. You know what? I think it's time that I need a coffee. Why don't somebody buy me a coffee and help support my foundation? Yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling some type of way. My team is injured. We lost yesterday. People going down. And, and it's fitting that we talked about Rocky today. People be funny, man, throwing like they gonna sue you. You gonna sue me for what? Sue me how? What are we talking about, bro? I wish a brother would. I wish a brother would. Y'all remember Man on Fire? And my man, he was on the car, and Denzel had him on the car, and it was like, I wish you had more time. I wish a brother would. Anyway, see, people, they be messing up when they mess with me, bro. Because they think I'd be scared. They think they used to people being scared. They used to people being scared, man. Anyway, we out of time. I will see y'all on Wednesday. The season ain't over yet. It ain't over, man. We got 3 games to go. Let's support our team. Let's trust Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes to get this done. These players are going to want to win. First, it was Hutch, and you never know, man. We getting some guys back. We'll see what happens with Iffy. We'll see what happens with Alexander Zaloni. We'll see what happens with Aiden Hutchinson. It ain't over. The fat lady ain't saying. Can you say fat nowadays? Is it okay to say fat? The oversized, the morbidly obese person hasn't saying yet. Okay, the clinically obese, the overweight individual has not saying yet. And let's not do it, man. Let's not give up. Time to win. Time to finish what we started. And Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes can make that happen, and the players on the team, whatever it takes. All right, whatever it takes. Anyway. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come back on Lion Syndicate. We watching the game. We doing the whole thing, bro. Sick or not, it doesn't matter. I'm in the Ross St. Brown played with food poisoning. I'm trying to mix a bunch of words together, and we gonna do the same thing. Sick or not, man, we doing it. All right. So anyway, I will see y'all in a few hours, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Until then, and go Lions. Here's a little nostalgia, because this right now is what the Lions are going to need in order to go all the way. I'll see y'all Wednesday.